Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to Mr. B Cooks. Subscribers appreciate you. New viewers, you gotta subscribe so that you get these awesome recipes. Tonight we're doing a remix on a cornbread, a skillet cornbread that I actually did before. But we're gonna make it a little more fall related by putting it in as a pumpkin skillet cornbread. Let's jump right in. Let's talk about what I got in here. This is all my dry ingredients and I've already measured them out and given them a little mix up. 2.5 cups of cornmeal, 1.5 cup of flour, 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, 4 teaspoons of baking powder, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg. That's what's in the dry ingredients. Now let's talk about what's in this other bowl. This is my wet ingredients. 2/3 cup of milk, 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 cup of canned pumpkin. Make sure you get pumpkin, not the pumpkin pie filling, because that's different. It's got all extra spices and things like that involved into it. You don't want that. And then I have 2 eggs that I lightly beat, and a stick of melted butter, which is right here. So we'll add that into this mix as well. Now, I'm going to take and give this a good whisking, just to get this combined up. You can see the orange of the pumpkin is taking over the coloring, and it's actually thickening the texture a little bit. Once that's pretty good, we'll go ahead and dump that straight into our dry ingredients. I'm going to get a spatula and scrape this out, and then we'll whisk this up to combine. All right, so I've gone ahead and combined that. We'll get to that in a second. Let's talk about the skillet. I preheated my oven to 425 and just did my normal coating of olive oil on here, so just to help that, and then put the skillet in. We want to pre-warm it so we get a nice even heat across. This is 2 tablespoons of butter. And we're just going to let that get a coating in. This is to help it from sticking, because again, this is skillet cornbread. Let's take a look at the cornbread mix. And you can see it's got the consistency of the cornbread that we have in the other cornbread videos, and I'm sure if you've ever made cornbread, you know that you get that kind of cornmeal texture to it. But the big key is just to make sure that you get everything combined. You don't want any dry left in there. Butter's melted, so I'm just going to go ahead and dump this on in. All right, I've gotten all of the cornbread mix into my hot skillet, which, remember, we preheated the skillet. Now I've set the stove to 375 degrees. We're going to put this back in the stove at 375 for 25 minutes or until it's done. We'll see you in 25. It's been 25 minutes. My timer's gone off. Go ahead and pull this out. We'll give it the old toothpick test. See if it comes back clean, which it does. That tells me that it's done. Now, just like the other cornbread, I'm going to let this rest for 10 minutes before we cook it, or cut it rather, before we cook it. So we'll see you in 10 minutes. And we'll just see how loose we are around the edges first, and then we'll cut right in. You can see that that butter that we wrapped around it is doing its job. So I'm just going to take a nice big piece here and see if we can get this out. Well, there you go, much like the regular cornbread recipe. This time we did pumpkin cornbread out of the skillet. And you know the drill. Subscribe, share, like, comments down below. Ring the bell when you do subscribe so you get those alerts. And otherwise, check back for the next video. And as always, take care. Peace.